let's jump right in. I'm going to use my Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. I love putting this on my face before I apply my cream makeup. It really does help your makeup stay on longer throughout the day. Once you put this all over your face, you'll feel like your face feels a bit sticky in a good way though. That means that the cream makeup is really going to grip itself to your skin. So you're going to have to wait like 30 seconds or so before you start applying your other makeup, but it's going to feel really great. So as you guys know, I love this one compact makeup. It's by Seint, and you can tell that everything I need lives in this one palette. So I even used to keep my eyeshadows in the same palette. Whoops. But what happened is I got a little obsessed with the makeup and I kept buying more and more. So now I just have two palettes. I have one for my ever-growing eyeshadow palette and one for all of my regular face. But just to get started, you really only need one. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take my Seint detail brush and I'm going to take that larger side and I'm going to apply my contour right above my cheekbone. So when you put your makeup brush in the contour, you really don't need so much because it's highly pigmented, but find your cheekbones and then place your contour just above those cheekbones. The next spot that you apply your contour is on your forehead, kind of near your hairline, and you're gonna make an arc really from like one outside end of your eyebrows to the other end. And then what you're going to do is you are going to contour your nose. So I actually sometimes do this later, but we'll watch later on in the video. Sometimes I feel like when you put your contour on a little too early when you're applying your brightening shade, especially if you're not like a professional makeup artist like me, the contour doesn't do what you want it to do. Okay, so this is my favorite, silliest hack of them all. You want to apply contour underneath your jawline, and the funniest way to do that is pull your neck back, kind of like I did, and give yourself that double chin, and find that little area underneath to pull it back. So what you see I'm doing here, now this shade is actually matching most of my skin tone, and I call this my main shade. The color I'm using today is Aura, A-U-R-A, and I apply this to the majority of the surface area on my face. So like I mentioned, this first main shade is going to be the shade that is closest to your regular color skin, and this next shade that I'm applying now, this is called your brightening shade. So this is going to be lighter than your main shade, and you are going to apply this onto your skin, in your chin, your Cupid's arrow, the bridge of your nose, fan it out on your forehead, and then like I'm doing here, just on the outer corners of your eyes and sometimes on the inner corners. What I'm telling you here, we're not going to put brightening shade in a highlight underneath our eyes to cancel out our dark circles under our eyes. We're going to use a shade that has some orange undertones to counteract the purple that we're seeing underneath our eyes. Remember how I said earlier we would need to come back and do our contour on our nose because our brightening shade might bleed over to it? That's what I just did there. I added a little more contour on my nose to make sure that it stayed skinny. Okay, so here is where we are with our blush and brush. Blush and lip. Woohoo! That's silly. Okay, I am applying my blush just above my contour line, and you can see I'm actually pulling it up towards the outer edge of my eye, and that really helps pull and give you a lifted look and keeps your face looking nice and skinny. Okay, so here is the next part. Blend. This blending part of this makeup routine really pulls the look together and makes this crazy application process all make sense. So you have all of these colors all over your face. You kind of feel like you're painting by numbers and you're like, what the heck is going on? So what you do, I love blending with my buff brush, and I use like the bigger end of my buff brush. And what you do is you dab and stipple just lightly throughout your face, starting with the lightest shades first. So what I mean by the lightest shades, you're gonna actually start working backwards. So that brightening shade, you're going to work on dabbing that into your skin and blending it first, and then you'll move to blending in the main highlight. So you're just pushing the cream makeup more into your skin to eliminate the appearance of larger pores. And as far as it goes with blending, like your contour, again, you're just dabbing it in. Don't swipe it because the makeup will transfer back to your brush, but you're gonna wanna just blend those contour lines in with your main shade parts of your face. And then your blush also gets blended in as well. So continuing on, what we are doing now is adding bronzer to our face. So bronzer just really warms up our skin, especially in the winter months when we really don't have that much going for us. So I highly recommend not just using bronzer in the summertime, but maybe even choosing a lighter shade of bronzer during the winter time. So that could be helpful. I'm applying what I call Illuminator by Seint on all of the top higher points of my face. And here is my best tip. I love using Illuminator as a primer for my eyeshadow. I actually have a video posted somewhere else that shows you the difference between what the eyeshadow looks like when I put the primer on first. Well, I don't even call it primer. I guess putting on the Illuminator on first, like I'm using it as a primer here. Finally, to get this all said and done, I put on this Vanilla Dust setting powder. So once you're finally happy with your look, you've got everything in place that you want it to be, I like to apply this Vanilla Dust setting powder all over my face with a light hand. I kind of brush it over everywhere because this really will set your makeup in place to help last the day. So this paired with that initial e.l.f. grip primer that I put on at the very beginning really gives me the long-lasting look that I need to get through the day. Now, some of you might know I'm a mom, I work full time, I do this, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I've got a lot to do. I need all the help I can get. So, speaking of, did you know that the blush that you use can also be used as lip gloss and lipstick, basically? It's called Lip and Cheek for a reason, because you can use it on both your lip and your cheek. So those little rectangular palettes that I showed you earlier when I was putting my blush on, that's exactly what I'm using on my lips. And guess what I'm doing now? I'm lining my lips with my contour shade. So all of this stuff that you're putting on your lips, this cream makeup and this palette, you can use for multiple things across the board, and I just absolutely love it. Moving on to the eyeshadow. Okay, so eyeshadows with Seint. These are also highly pigmented, so whenever you're applying it, you want to use a light hand, and you really truly don't need a ton of product on there in order to make it last all day. Now, there is a bit of a science on this, on how to choose your eyeshadow colors and how to apply it on here. And guess what? This science is super easy, because if I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. So what I'm doing is I am taking a light shade, a light shimmery shade, and I just applied that all over my lid up to my eyebrow bone just to give it a base and consistent layer. Don't forget, I have already put on the Pearl Illuminator first, and then I put that lighter shimmery shade on top. Okay, next what you're going to do is pick a medium shade. And you are going to put that shade on the outer corner of your lid. So start from the outside corner of your eye and pull it in towards the middle of your eye. You don't really want to brush outwards, because that's going to make some of the excess eyeshadow dust kind of fluff back onto the corners of your eyes. I mean, that's inevitable. It's totally going to happen. But that's just a little tip to make sure that you pull it in from the outer corner towards the middle lid, and don't really go past the middle part of your lid for this look. I'm also taking that same shade and I'm pulling it underneath my eyelid. So rather than pulling, like making some eyeliner or something go underneath, I'm actually pulling that same shade underneath to make it a seamless transition across the eye. I'm actually going for a more of a bold, I guess it's kind of a smoky eye, but not really look here. So that's what my goal is. Now, what you're going to do is, just like you did your cream makeup on your face, you do need to blend these colors that you're using together. So make sure you use like a fluffier end of your eyeshadow brush and blend it. Again, you're going to move it from the outside in. Obviously, I make a mess when I do eyeshadows, so I need to fix those extra flakes of eyeshadow that you can see that's going to the outer side. And watch how I'm cutting that out simply by taking the same brush I applied my foundation with. I didn't add any more product to it, and I just almost cut it from the corner of my eye out so that it gives that a clean and finished look. This usually works for me most every single time, so I highly recommend using this. Another exciting thing that this makeup also has is it has eyeliner. Now, I really don't like doing this on camera, so we'll kind of see how this plays out here. But basically, they have this like skinnier brush, and on the other side, it's an eyebrow spoolie. And you can put it into the Black Friday eyeliner, and then you simply put it on your top lid. Do not put it on your bottom lid. Only put it on your top lid, and you are going to make sure that your line stays really skinny as you put it on the inner part of your eyelid, and it's going to be a little thicker from the outer edge. So almost use how you applied your eyeshadow here. The lighter shade of eyeshadow, that needs to be like a skinnier line, and the further towards the outer outskirts of your eye, that can be thicker. When you do this, it really makes your eyes pop, especially when you use such a light shade as your eyeshadow on the inner corner of your eye. I'm just fluffing up my eyebrows today. I'm not really going to be fluffing my eyebrows so much with my contour color and everything, but I do have this eyebrow wax, and it's really amazing. You just activate it by using setting spray, and then you fluff it up. That's kind of what I'm showing you right here. So if you take any kind of setting powder really, and you just either spritz it on your spoolie or spritz it onto the actual brow wax itself and brush it up, it really sets that into place. Sometimes before you do that, if you really want to do your brows, you can take that same skinny eyeliner brush and dip it into your contour and see how that looks. So here you guys see the finished product. And I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about this look? Do you have questions about the colors, questions about the cream makeup? Be sure that you put all of your questions down in the comment box below, and I'll try to respond back to you. But I, first of all, want to say, if you are over 30, it is time for you to get rid of your liquid foundation. It is time to switch to this cream-based foundation and makeup system. It's just so easy, and I love it. And I give you step-by-step tutorials because I, like I said, am not a professional makeup artist. I am a mom, and I have 2 seconds to get ready. Now, these videos, of course, take longer because I'm trying to educate you and give you easy step-by-step guides on how to use it. But it really doesn't take that long. I hope you do find these videos helpful, and comment please if you have something that you want me to show you more of. I would love to explore and know what I'm not answering clearly enough. And in case you're wondering, I'm putting on this mascara right here. This is the Clinique mascara. This is the only thing that Seint Makeup does not have is mascara, but I love this Clinique High Impact Mascara. It's pretty great. I've used it forever, and I haven't found a mascara that I love more than this. But I apply my mascara on both my top eyelashes and my lower lashes. I have such a hard time using fake lashes, so finding a good mascara for me is really important because whenever I put on fake eyelashes, my eyeballs just feel so heavy and that my eyelids are just gonna fall off. So anywhoosies, this is my finished look. And yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? So hopefully what you see from this look is that there's a three-dimensional look on my face. I have my contouring, and I have my main shade and my brightening shade to add dimension, since all of our skin on our face is multiple colors, and we really want to make sure that our face stands out that way. You can see with my eyeshadow that I always use the inner part of my eye as a brightening color and the outer side as a darker color. It really gives a nice, beautiful ombre effect to our look. So if you like this makeup, comment. If you're interested, let me know, and I can give you a custom color palette match. And let me know what you think. Comment, follow along, subscribe. Thanks for watching.